start talking about like how you start outlining like the approach with your coaching partners that you work with. Could you take us a little bit more into that with how you uncover kind of like where they're at, and how do you start prescribing like kind of like you focus on their strengths, but like how do you start like kind of like formulating an actual marketing plan? Because I think some people like think when I hear marketing they just think like, oh, I'll come up with a new promotion to run this month,
Mhm.
but no, it's actual strategy that like goes into the future, and of like what your efforts go into. So like how do you, um I guess I start helping that person formulate that plan of like say like what a 6 month plan could look like or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah, it's a good question. So ideally, you have at least one kind of major promotion that you're featuring every quarter. So your marketing has a theme. So you're really clear about what you're asking people to opt into when you go out there and share about your business. If it's too general, it's not going to be a big enough hook to motivate people to get engaged and take that first step toward your business. So kind of working long range, that kind of the big picture, you're asking like 6 month plan, put those big quarterly promotions on the map, and then we can kind of reverse engineer it that way. It's making sure that we've got enough marketing time in advance of each of those promotions to build up to it to get enough momentum toward that.
Okay. Yeah. So it's essentially it's understanding what like the big like the bigger picture goal is, and then making sure that you have things happening each month that are going to contribute to that goal, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's and I think that's. Do you find once you get your coaching partner on this path of like actually having strategy behind what they're doing each month, when it comes to their marketing, that they feel like a more sense of clarity behind what they're doing?
Yeah, it once they got the confidence, like they're clear about what they need to be doing on a consistent basis, you can kind of feel them relax, all right, into a groove. Because unfortunately, a lot of business owners are just winging it and bouncing from one thing to the next and hoping something sticks without really tracking it. And so they never really get solid data to make good decisions from.
Mm.
And that's kind of the advantage that longer term, more advanced business owners have is that they have a pile of data that they can reference to kind of forecast into the future and predict kind of trends. Like over a 12-month span, they've got a sense of where the lags in business typically come, where the surges happen. In my business, it was always in August. Like I knew
Mm.
everybody's disappearing in August.
Yeah.
And so I had to prepare for that.
Mm.
So, like, maximize the surge moments and look for opportunities that I'd been missing in August to make
Mm.
sure that it wasn't such a dramatic dip at those times. So, longer term business owners can really draw from that data in a different way than when you're just starting out.
Yeah, you know, and that's so crucial because like you said, like that you can actually like you said, make decisions from facts, and not just feelings. Sometimes that can get us in
Right.
trouble, if we're caught up in the moment of something that's happening and overlooking the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And then actually, like the flip side of that, say a new company, a new fitness business just starting out doesn't have data. Would you, like, is it more about just kind of like committing to a process for at least a time period and then evaluating it afterwards?
Yeah, exactly. This is where a lot of business owners miss a beat because they get really excited, they put a plan in place, and then they they fail to execute it, uh, which is like the perfect plan makes no difference if you're not going to execute it and then track that. So they might be doing things when they think of it, but they're not doing it as consistently as we need to do to determine if it's working or not.
Mm.
So in Fitness Revolution, we recommend 97% completion of a plan in place so that we can have an accurate assessment of whether it's working or not, and then we can make adjustments as needed. So if you're
Mm.
not tracking it, start. It's going to be a
Yeah.
difference maker for you.
Absolutely. And like what time frame would you usually recommend people to commit to something?
I would 2 months at the very minimum, 3 months like ideally, and
Hmm.
then if it's time to pull the plug or shift gears, then we do it.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good because I think I don't know, maybe you might know more on this with the people that you worked with, but I would say most people probably jump ship too soon
Hmm.
before they like give it time to actually like start doing something.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you first start out, just like when you start a new fitness program, like nothing's changing, you're not getting the six pack, and then one day you start to notice a dramatic difference in your body. Same thing with marketing. Just toe the line until you see the shift start to happen. But if you're not going to commit to the eating your broccoli every day, you ain't gonna see the results.
Yeah. No, that's a very good point. Um, and maybe too, we can like help people with this perspective shift of how they're looking at this. Like people that are like that you're coming to you, the coaching partners that you're just starting to work with. What are some like the biggest mistakes that you see people with what they how they approached marketing in the past, and maybe like what was like kind of like their aha moment in that sense of like helping them shift their perspective of what marketing is and how they should be going about it.
Mhm. A lot of business owners I think have the mindset that they shouldn't need to go out there and market their business, that just
Mm,
because they're delivering a great product, people should appreciate them and find them, and it just should happen organically and naturally. It's just not how it works. Like, you gotta go out there and be fearless and bold in sharing what you're up to get the results that you want. um, and it's that there's a consideration in the back of a lot of fitness business owners' minds that it's too salesy, and they don't want to
mm,
be like that icky car salesman going out there selling their wares. But this is how you make the difference that you want to make. And you got to speak boldly about it and give people the opportunity to change their life. That's all you're doing. Like, you're inviting them to dance, and if they say no, no skin off your back. It's just another person out there who knows what you're up to. And the more people that know about you, the better.
mm. Yeah, no, that is very true. And it's funny because I always tell people who's like struggle with that type of mentality. Like, you look how many times, like, say, like these mega corporations, like Coca-Cola, Apple, like, are like shoving ads down you like constantly, and like I don't think they're thinking twice whether you look at this too much or not. You know, and it's like they want you to look at it too much.
Yeah.
uh, so it's same thing here. It's like, yeah, I guess it's also, yeah, having that confidence and being like having that power, that pride of like, yeah, I've created something really good that's going to help people, and I'm not, and I want people to know about it.
Hmm.